Hi, this is the Bratz Boys Club, and I am Jesse. And today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. I'm very excited about this one, and I know I say that I'm very excited about all of them, each one in every video. But I'm very excited about this one because this Bratz Boy was a Bratz Boy that looked really interesting the first few times I bumped into him online. I actually wondered what it would be like to have this one in my hands and look at him and see the accessories that he has. And that was, of course, years ago when I first started seeing these on auction websites and sellers' websites and every website you can think about. So I really, when I had the chance this time around that I was collecting them, I thought, well, maybe I should just give this purchase a chance, not just only because I'm very excited to own one of these, but also I've been curious and thinking about these in particular for so many years. The price was not that it was not that huge. It really was not like a problem. I believe it was comparable to some of the others, um, but I I mean he's a little bit older, and of course there's a lot of wear and tear on him, and I believe there's another one available in this website. It's the auction website I'm frequenting right now for my Bratz Boys collector's dolls. Uh, so I really kind of sort of just was kind of looking for like about a month and thinking that maybe there was like another one or something better, maybe if it was a little bit more expensive. So far there were only two options, one of which was outside of the country, which may have additional expenses aside from what I was going to pay and the shipping price, because if something coming in from another country is going to have more expenses than you normally would have to pay for. Maybe it'll be actually held on to, and you won't be able to receive it until you pay. There's a lot going on with anything from abroad. So I decided against purchasing anything outside of the country when it comes to my Bratz Boys collector's dolls. And so I thought, well, the only option I've got is the one seller who's selling this Bratz Boy from this series and or collection in particular right now, even though they may not, this Bratz Boy may not be in the best condition. I believe there was another option elsewhere in the seller's website I was frequenting earlier this year, but it was actually a little bit worse. It was about the same, just everything pretty much was out and floating about in the box. So here is the Bratz Boy that I'm going to introduce you today to, and he is, I believe, let me just get this right, Wildlife Safari from 2004. And according to what I'm reading here in the fandom page, it looks like for the 2004 Wildlife Safari, there is Cade, which is my guy here, my stud, my gorgeous, sexy stud. There's Cameron, there's Dylan, and there is, of course, Aiden, and let's not forget Kobe. So it looks like, from what I'm reading here, for the 2004 Wildlife Safari collection and our series, we've got the 5 original boys, the 5 original Bratz Boys in this collection. I was only able to bump into Kate, and I have to admit I am very happy with my purchase because I got exactly what I was looking at. What the photos were exactly what I got. And of course, in the photos, I was able to see that his package was actually opened. And yes, it was opened. I normally don't like to purchase boxes that are opened because I feel like some things get lost. But this time and a couple of other times I made sort of like an exception because like I said before, there is no other option for Mr. Wildlife Safari 2004 Kate. And I thought, well, since I can't really buy from somebody else, and this one looks in almost very good condition, I'm going to have to just take this one. And like I said, the price was not too unreasonable. Yes, he was way more than what I should have paid at retail if I would have purchased him outright from the store when he came out. And of course, that's I'm thinking it's like what 5-6 times less. But either way, it was a sacrifice once again for my budget, my ever diminished, gone, erased, invisible budget. But I get to have him, I get to hold him, and I am very excited about having him and adding him to my ever growing collection of Bratz Boyz. So this is, like I said, the 2004 Wildlife Safari Kate. And of course, like I was saying, like I say in most of my videos, back in those early years, the early 2000s, you got everything. And I know I keep repeating this over and over again, and I will never get tired, ever will get tired of repeating this over and over again. MGA had the best of the best when it came to quality of their toys back in the day. They gave you everything. You know, you got the doll, you had the doll, what was the doll wearing? Of course, there's the accessories, so that means you would get a little bit of extra clothing, a little bit of extra stuff like a little hat or a little cap or something. Of course, every Bratz Boy almost always came with a little backpack or a little bag or a little something that they were carrying. This one happens to have everything and then some. There's some accessories here, extras. Let me press that towards the camera. For his little wildlife safari adventure. And just so you can see, this fell down, and that is, I believe, the camera. Let me check. Yes, the camera fell down, and it's floating about in the box. The one thing I did not find in the box is the comb. So I believe the comb is gone. It's lost. It's not part of the accessories for this poor thing. But the camera is down there, and of course Mr. Cade has another pair of boots that he is going to be able to use. Oh, and then I think you can see that other little item right there. I believe it's some kind of like water bottle thing that is right here, right there, that little tiny thing. Let me get this closer to the camera. That also fell. Yep, it's like a bottle of water, like the types that you use when you have like portable water. You want portable water with you at all times. So that fell as well. Another thing that fell is the card that he came with. I believe it's a collectible card. Some of these come with those, but it fell off, so it looks like it's being held onto by his head and his awesome, incredibly hot and sexy hairstyle. So it's about to fall. It's gonna fall at some point. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see it on the floor pretty soon. But so in the very early, awesome years of MGA's Bratz line, Bratz Boyz dolls line, we had dolls that came with everything. They were the best looking. They had everything you can think of, extras everywhere. Not to mention, this is another one of those collections in their series with incredible looking boxes. The reason why I say incredible looking boxes is because we're talking about a box that is made of plastic, and usually the shape is the same for all of them. It's either an upside down shape or the other way around, where you get like a specific shape of the box with the number of sides is almost always the same. It's 4. But it's like it changes the shape, either goes upside down or the other way around. And so you get the plastic, which becomes the showcase for the Bratz Boy, and then you get the cardboard. And the cardboard comes with, of course, the art that we're already used to and accustomed to with the Bratz Boys. You get the Bratz Boys logo or Bratz Boy logo, and then you've got the name of the collection and or series right here. Let me get my fingers out of there. And then of course you get the picture of the Bratz Boy himself. This one is a little bit smaller, but you can see Mr. Cade's photo. So you get all of that. You get an incredible box. You get incredible art with a little bit of cardboard all over the place, actually. And then there's the background cardboard in the same color as everything else with a theme color, which is Wildlife Safari theme. Holding or trying to hold everything in place. And then, of course, in the back, like always, you get even better art. You get the little cartoonish art of the Bratz Boy himself, his little picture, a little bit of a short introduction. You get the name of the series and or collection. You get the Bratz Boy logo at the top. And then it looks like for this box, you also get a little photo at the bottom, which shows you a little group of wildlife safari Bratz Boys and Bratz girls hanging out in the wild, doing their thing in the wild. Let me get my finger out of there. And then a little bit of the description here, and oh my god, it's pretty awesome, pretty cool. So, and then let's not forget, like I said, this is one of those collections, like a couple others that I've had, been adding to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys, which have a very unique, sometimes, little handle on their box. And this one, of course, had to be one of those. MGA was one of those in the very beginning, and they were really going out there. More so with the Bratz girls, of course, but with the Bratz Boys as well, because they had the extra dough. So here we've got a little bit of a handle that looks kind of like, rugged, rough, kind of like turfy kind of way, kind of thing, with definitely part of the theme of the wildlife safari collection or series. So, of course, you could never go wrong with this. So yes, they were going all out. The early years of MGA were the greatest, the best, and I will never forget them. Oh my god, how awesome. I mean, just look at this. So let me do the tilt before I start talking about the most important other aspect of these, which is the wear and tear. Let me see, hopefully I don't damage too much or start having everything float about and run around and flop all over the place. So here it is. You can see the handle, you can see the head, I think, and the hair, and a few other things in there. Now the light's making it a little bit difficult. And so there's my guy, my sexy, my hottie, Kate from Wildlife Safari. Let me see if I said that right. Okay. So I'm going to do the tilt with the other end. And I believe I checked this box already. There is no retail year anywhere. At least I didn't find it. If you see it somewhere in there, let me know in one of the comments. But I didn't see anything. From where I'm reading, it's from the fandom page, so that's where I found it. And according to the fandom page, it's 2004. I'm not seeing anything else. So like I mentioned, this was a collectible. This is I would consider it an item that is used, even though it's not. It's new. It's in perfect condition. I wouldn't say mint because it's got wear and tear, but it's not something that's been used, at least. So, this box, you can tell that it's not glossy, it's not mint. It has its damages here and there. It's very dirty. And I'm not going to really clean it because I don't want to damage anything. I don't want to move anything. I don't want to. I don't want to make it worse. And so I'm gonna leave it the way it is. But like I said, it's an item that is a collectible. So even though it looks kind of awful, you're going to have to pay a ton of money for it. Oh, and another thing, these come loose towards the very end of their life cycle. So if you have a chance, and I kind of noticed this the other day when I received two more of my sexy guys, you can, if the boxes come in and they're untaped, you can actually use a really clear type of tape to tape them to the back of the box first. These cardboard pieces, you can push them back, you can get them back, and then tape them with really clear tape on both sides, and then you can close the boxes and tape the sides to the boxes separately, in a way that those won't affect the cardboard piece at all. I don't want to do that because I don't want to interfere with how the box is, the current state. Just in case, somebody checks. I mean, really, I really don't want to intervene because I'm scared that I'm going to damage it. I don't want to damage it. And the last thing I want is for everything else to fall apart the minute I try to tape it. But I'm thinking it could work. I'm thinking if you hold it right, if you're not in a hurry, you could just get away with taping the back of the board, of the little board holding everything, of the cardboard. You could tape it onto the plastic before you close the lids, and then you can close the sides and tape them. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know how successful you'd be. However, I would never try that, especially not with mine. And I really love the cardboard too much to tape it like that. I don't even know how it gets to be taped, how it gets to hold itself back anyway. So the cardboard is damaged, and as you can see, it's falling over forward like it always does to most of the ones that starts getting damaged. So the Bratz Boyz face is like pressing against the plastic. But that comes with time. It usually happens, especially if you move these around, if you're just moving them around, back and forth, different places, storing them. Eventually, even if you don't move them around, they're going to start detaching at some point. Because I received a couple of days ago that were actually very good looking. They were mint from my favorite seller, from the old seller's website, and their boxes were open too. I didn't mind. I was going to tape them, but the cardboard, just like this one, was detached on most of them. So all I did was just tape the sides and leave the cardboard alone. So you're going to see some wear and tear on the boxes. You're going to see that they're not perfect. They're dirty. They're dark. They're not glossy. Sometimes the cardboard is also a little bit damaged. Sometimes you may see that some of the handles are gone or loose, like in some cases with some of mine that I purchased. But I really love the fact that mostly everything inside was almost intact, with the exception of the comb, which, like I said before, is gone. It's not part of the accessories anymore. The box was open, so it probably just fell out, and it's gone. It's not part of the collection. I believe there's another little damage down here. Yeah, there we go. See, there's another damage to the box down here. Like I said, there's a damage everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. But so yes, the box is not mint, but it's very good looking in comparison to mine, my first 5, and then my next 3, so in total 8, my first 8. Those actually went through a lot with me, my first retail Bratz Boyz. So this one actually is not that bad. It's a really good one, even though it's not that good, but it's not that bad. But either way, I'm very thrilled about having purchased my 2004 Wildlife Safari Kate. I'm really sad that he's the only one from the 5 because of course it looks like we had all 5 of the boys. Like I said, it's Cameron, Dylan, Aiden, Kobe, and Kate. If I would get my hands on one of the others, I'd be really, really lucky, which is not going to happen. But I'm really happy that I have him, and he looks fantastic, even though he's missing his comb. Those things, I'm actually shocked. The other ones are not missing them. But, I've got a hair in my mouth. So I'm really thrilled that I found him, and of course I found him in the auction website that I'm frequenting now for my Bratz Boyz, my collector's Bratz Boyz dolls. And I was able to get them from the auction website at a moderate price. I'd say super expensive, but not really. Because of course it's a collector, so it's not really a toy. It's going to be more expensive, especially since there are just very few of them out there now. And especially in this condition, I really, really love the fact that he still came with a box. God, I am so, so in love with him. But yes, I really am so happy and thrilled about the fact that I was able to add him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boyz, because I could not see another day without having him here at home. And but like I said, I'm so excited that he's now with me and he's able to meet you guys, and I was able to introduce him to you. So this was my video for the 2004. Let's take a look at that name again. I don't want to get it wrong. The Wildlife Safari 2004 collection in our series. And of course, I've got Kate. I don't think I'll be getting my hands on any of the others. If I do, I'm the luckiest person on the planet. But this was the video, once again, for the Wildlife Safari 2004 Kate. Thank you very much for watching. And I look forward to introducing you guys to another one of my Bratz Boyz pretty soon. And I'm pretty sure you're going to love them. I'm hoping you're going to love them. Until then, we will see you again, and hopefully very soon. Bye.